Today I'm going to talk about a blast of the past. Me being a baby, or boomer. Um, I was born in 1958, and obviously as I was growing up, becoming an early teen, I was introduced to drugs and alcohol. And like so many people, like today you'll see a picture of grandma smoking a joint. And right now I spend a lot of time in Thailand, and you can legally buy pot in Thailand. When I was living in Canada, before I left to come spend some of my time here, it became legalized. So me growing up out of the country in Alberta, Canada, outside of Edmonton, my family, my cousins, a lot of them smoked pot and they grew pot. So I was introduced to the pot at a very young age, and I didn't like pot. So I went the route of not really ever wanting pot, but then I was introduced to, mushrooms. And back when we were kids, you could get these pills that give you energy. And there's so many pills nowadays, the ones that have fentanyl, and are killing lots of young people. Well, we had them back then too, but we called them trucker uppers because the truck drivers used to take them to stay awake driving. And lo and behold, in Thailand, lots of truckers take them, but they're called yaba tablets here in Thai, and there's many different names all over the world. And a lot of young kids through COVID were going on the dark web, and they were buying all kinds of exotic drugs because, again, when I was young, 21 up, we liked to buy cocaine, but we couldn't afford it. It was called the rich man's drug. But if we could get a hold of mushrooms, we would take, and that's psychedelics too. It looks like a mushroom, you take it, and then you start seeing colors or whatever. So we experienced all that kind of stuff. And I had friends that, got into heavy drugs and were fixing drugs. And where I'm going with this today is the society we live in now, and because of social media, and I'm on social media now, and I find that a lot of the YouTubers they look like to me that they're basement freaks. They got their hat on sideways and tattoos on their face, and I have tattoos on me too, but earrings or the headphones on. I'm not quite sure what all that whole thing is about, and I'm pretty sure they're all whacked out on something. But again, to each their own. I come from a world oil patch, and drugs and alcohol were plentiful. And again, I have friends that smoke pot. I also have friends that get up in the morning, and again, they're not my close friends anymore, but they get up in the morning smoking a joint. They're drinking wine by noon, and they're probably in bed early, but they're whacked out. And I used to do drugs with them. We used to do mushrooms and cocaine and beans with them, but I kind of grew out of that a long time ago. And I say to everybody, if you want to do drugs, it's like smoking. I don't smoke. I used to. But if you're drinking, you got to know when to stop, and you got to know when it's hurting your body. And again, with my bad kidneys, I can't really drink because it does affect my kidneys. But we're in a society of depression, and the younger generation sit at home in their basements. Most young men are probably watching porn actually through COVID, and ordering online on the dark web, ordering drugs. And you can get drugs anywhere now. I mean, I don't really see it here. Like when I was on holiday in Mexico or on the streets of, not so much the streets of Edmonton, maybe downtown at night in Vancouver and Alberta, Edmonton, maybe you could find it quite easily if you asked around. But that's not something I really did. Not saying, again, I did do drugs. But I was smart enough not to wreck my life. I was smart enough not to have alcohol wreck my life. And I have a lot of people that blame alcohol, and I see alcoholism here really bad, where tourists come here and they're leaving a bad marriage, and they come here and they're probably alcoholics when they left or whatever country they're in. And I don't want to mention countries. There's lots of them from all other countries. And I just watched this cycle of here. Again, I get up early in the morning and I go to bed early, but if you drive by during the day, because this is a tourist area, the little pub, there's thousands and thousands of places to drink. And if you drive around there, all the old guys are in there drinking all day, and then they're probably in bed early at night, and they probably sleep till noon, and then they do that whole cycle over again, I think pretty well 7 days a week. I know many people that do it. I know many people that drink and drive here, that ride motorcycles here, and I know people that die, okay, because they come to the land of beauty, and they find out that it's the same here as in the country they're in. They become drunks, or they already were drunks, and they get depressed and they drink more. And then some young girl rips them off, and maybe they kill themselves, or they just keep drinking until they're dead. I mean, it happens a lot here. But another thing is what I noticed here, because I've been here just on off 13 years, is you go to the bars downtown. There's thousands of places where the girls dance. We have 200, 300, 400 girls in one place, and they rotate and dance on these stages. And I asked around, because again, I'm a YouTuber, and I ask a lot of questions about to hookers and young girls, and most of them are on drugs. I mean, if you take a girl, she starts work at 7 o'clock at night, and she has to dance till 2 in the morning, and they're standing there dancing to a bunch of pervert guys. And a lot of tourists go there just to see it, because it's kind of cool to see it first. But then after, when you live here, it's like, you get to see the perverts in there, okay? And not something that I don't even like when people come to visit me. I don't really like taking them to those places. They say, you want to go down a place called Walking Street, you want to see that, you go ahead. But I don't really want to entertain you by showing you that. But again, talking about drugs. Alcohol and drugs are always going to be a big problem, and sad part is when we get older, we tend to even look into them more, because we're looking for an escape. And my lifestyle is not the escape part. I already told you about pharmaceutical drugs and what they did to me and how I got off them, and I am a health freak. But the thing is, we are who we eat and what we put in our stomachs and our mouths. And if you want to wreck your life and you want to go down that path and use everyone, I do this because of this problem, or what my parents did to me, or my girlfriend did to me, or my wife did to me, well, you go ahead and you just keep doing your drugs and keep drinking yourself to death, because I guess that's the thing to do, and that's the escape that most people want. And I just think there's a better life. I mean, get out of bed and see what's around you, and make the best of it. So anyhow, I hope you like this. It's just, again, my 2 bits of how I think of life, and what I've seen from my friends in the past that still do a lot too many drugs, and what I see here being around Thailand. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and hit the like button and follow me. Thanks, bye-bye.